Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will head to Seoul and Beijing to brief officials on that groundbreaking meeting. Lots to get to, a lot of questions. Paolo von Schirach is the president of the Global Policy Institute, an independent research center focused on international affairs. Paolo, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
The fact remains we were on the brink of war a year ago.
Yes.
We're no longer on the brink of war. Tensions diffuse, diplomacy always better than conflict. But let's talk about the meat of what is in this agreement. No timeline, no specifics, no mention of the long-stated goal of complete, verifiable, irreversible dismantlement, which the administration calls CVID, of North Korea's nuclear arsenal. What do you make of it?
Well, you just said it. It's a vague general commitment. It's like saying, let's work for world peace. That's a nice, aspiration, but no, as you pointed out, no timeline, no milestones, nothing that people can say, okay, we're going to achieve this next year or 2 years or whatever. So it's a vague commitment. It's a good thing to have a meeting. Obviously, it's a breakthrough. It's historic, and everybody has said that. But the point is there a specific commitment beyond generalities to do certain things within a specific time frame? And the answer is no.
So what happens, Paolo, if they don't deliver? This was a big gamble by this administration. And what's going to happen if in a few weeks, few months from now, they don't keep their promises or commitments?
Unfortunately, we've been there before. There have been other supposedly, breakthrough negotiations in the long history of diplomacy between the United States and Pyongyang. So it wouldn't surprise me in an incredible way. The question is Mr. Kim right now under particular pressure to obtain, financial relief, investments, and what have you, to save his regime? Does he have, in other words, a really bigger stake in a positive outcome? We will have to see that. And as you say, something may fall through anytime.
President Trump, one of the biggest announcements, perhaps, that came from this summit, the fact that U.S. is suspending military exercises, or war games, as President Trump put it, with South Korea. He called them provocative. These are United States' own military drills with a close U.S. ally. Seoul seemed to be caught off guard by this, Paolo. Again, no specifics. Are they talking about every single military exercise with South Korea? Are they talking about the smaller ones, the bigger ones? What happens to U.S. troops in South Korea?
Well, look, again, here, as they say, the devil is in the details. We don't really know. This is a sort of a general statement. And sure, let's call it as a confidence-building measure, reducing, limiting, or eliminating, or suspending joint military exercises may be a signal of goodwill to Pyongyang to say, look, we're not threatening you, which has been sort of the habitual North Korean rhetoric, that they have to do all these things, including their nuclear program, to protect themselves against an imminent attack that can come any day from the United States troops based in South Korea, which is a fantasy. So this is, good diplomacy, good PR, but again, these things can be reversed any day.
The supporters of the Iran nuclear head, many of them are shaking their head right now, saying the deal with Iran was 156 pages, verifiable, with very specific constraints on the Iranian government. They look at this and they say it does not even add up. What do you tell those people?
Well, of course, if I am in the Trump administration, I would say, hey, this is just the beginning. The Iran nuclear deal took years, right? Of a lot of negotiations
with
back
world
and forth,
powers.
with world powers, with everybody, with Secretary Kerry essentially taking residence in Europe and all his aides. And so the Trump people can say, look, we're just getting started here. This is the first step. Give us time. Now Pompeo and others will be working with their counterparts in North Korea. Give us time and we'll get a real deal. We'll see. At the moment, again, this is good, a lot of good promises. We don't know what's going to happen.
We'll see if all these promises will actually turn into some concrete actions. Paolo von Schirach, thank you so much.